Okay, round 7 of the August 0K 1v1 2024 tournament, with Stuart in the bottom right and Anir on the top left, going for a amphibious mirror, with Stuart taking an engineer commander and Anir taking a recon commander. Anir starting off with a constructor. Presumably the recon commander might leave the base pretty quickly and has only 8 build power compared to the engineer commander's 12. So the engineer setting out the base by itself while sending out some raiders. Raiders a bit slower to come out for Anir. And otherwise, fairly even. And Kingstad's here too.
I'm here!
Not on the map, just as a disembodied voice.
I am disembodied.
Were these scouted? This might be a completely secret duck. The commander has walked into
that
this.
sentence very often.
Yeah, well, it is a secret duck. The commander's walked into this ravine, bringing its personal radar away.
Duck versus Conch. Now he needs to hold position because they're ultra
sit
tanky
down.
when they're
Be
holding
tanky.
position. Yeah. He can't kill it then. There's no way. It takes forever, and it gets regen, so it's barely possible in the water anyway.
Yep. Good defensive ability. Oh,
creature.
combined with the duck's terribly low attack DPS. Instead going for an Alpha Strike missile.
I kind of like hiding the duck in this top lake.
Use it later. Set it to selection rank 0 so it doesn't get accidentally selected.
Yeah. Exactly. That is the hidden tricks of 0K.
Sometimes you just get some
Assuming you
raiders.
used select all the time, which I certainly do.
Yeah, you get some raiders and they end up in the enemy base and you go, well, these are going to die in a minute or so. I'm just going to tell them to attack everything. Selection rank 0, they're dead to me. They can do whatever damage they can. Sometimes that's the way. But we've got fairly even expansion, a bit more from Anir, having taken this side and this side with the early conch coming out. Stuart not quite finished up both sides. Actually missed this because he wants to get the engineer commander through the middle. Trading ducks in the lake.
Dead ducks.
And otherwise, fairly even opening. Commanders have even come to the same position. The recon commander managed to take this detour down here with its massively improved movement speed compared to an engineer commander. If you stand ducks on the lake's edge, they can actually shoot torpedoes in to the ducks that are in the water, and the ducks in the water obviously can't shoot torpedoes out of the water at the ducks in the lake. So you can get some advantages on the threshold like that if you really want to be tricky.
Did you nerf recon commander's speed, or did you just buff strike commander?
I think it was a bit of
strike
both.
Commander is the fastest one now. Yeah.
Yeah. Recon, if you use its jump, can expand about as fast as Strike Commander, but of course, obviously Strike's got its
But
much
you made
better
jump
hit
so
points.
slow, right?
Slightly. It is nerfed on lower levels, but I think the jump was
Wait,
really
what?
good for expanding. The
It
jump,
changes when you level up. in
yeah, the
speed?
jump gets better. The jump reload time
I
reduces,
did not know that.
and it jumps
I
a
did
little
not know
faster. I
that.
think
The reload time as well.
it's the main thing is
Yeah, I
reload
learned.
time, because when you morph the jump command, it should become awesome.
None of the commanders did that.
Hey, we saw an engineer commander earlier with 30 build power, right? Enough to just remake an entire base after a trade. So Stuart has taken the lake for what good that does him. But more importantly,
Yeah.
the engineer commander's managed to go around uncontested in this lower area and just start mixing stuff up. 3 ducks coming in should be able to defeat this locust. Ducks are pretty tanky.
not like that there's two idle constructors in Anir's base. They're doing nothing.
Yeah.
Should be expanding or something.
And Anir did lose a conch going right. Trying to expand to the right. So Stuart's taken the lake, but there's nothing in the lake. So instead, Anir's just doing other stuff.
About those ducks. They're just sitting there. They're sitting ducks. I'm clapping. I'm clapping for this.
Yeah. Sitting ducks. Better than sitting conches.
Well, unless they're being attacked, then sitting conches are fantastic.
Not if
Don't
they're
be a
sitting
moving
in the base. Although they might be attacked soon with all these
Wow.
ducks coming in. The thing about Amphi-Amp is there's no cloaked bombs. So you can just bunch up your ducks without worrying that you're going to suddenly lose the game.
Well, speaking of bombs, we do have a limpet.
We do have limpets,
Sure.
which don't get
What's
to
it
cloak.
doing? Why is it moving erratically? Huh?
Something might shoot it. It's been told to move erratically.
Is it attack move or?
Yeah, bombs on
Is it
attack move
telling
do
it
this
to move?
jiggle thing because they don't really have an attack. If you want it to move straight, you just tell it to move.
But it. Okay.
So yeah, limpets add some spice to the duck matchup, slowing down everything in quite a large area. But they're not invisible, so it's not too spicy. Although to counter that, they have quite a bit of health. So you can actually run them at things.
Coming in.
Oh, look at that. Bulkhead getting 2 kills on a duck and a archer, the new riot unit.
Bulkhead is another unit that I've hardly ever made. I tend to make buoys, but with current Bulkhead, I really probably should make it. But
Yeah, I want Bulkhead to be a thing, and it seems to be a thing. Some boys coming in south, probably getting defeated. Although this commander will help out.
Finish them.
If only the boys run towards the commander. Slow bomb going off, only getting 1 duck.
There's a raid coming in through the middle from Anir.
Yeah, and he's got a good raid here.
Sizable army.
Except there's not much
I
to
don't know
kill.
I don't know what's going on over here. Is he looking for the enemy ducks?
Maybe
to the
thinks
right?
they went up the top, but that's not a place they can go.
And they're wasting a lot of time trying to find these people.
Oh, a boy versus commander is the best unit matchup ever, probably. Well, engineer commander certainly. Except
Very
only got 1
expensive
boy.
trying to kill those archers in the middle with ducks.
Yeah, archers are pretty good against duck.
That's-
AoE.
Yeah, a bit of a suicide. But it is pretty unit. I like it.
Stuart has got a bit more here, but it's being pressured. The middle is being fought over. Not quite sure why. Looks like this boy might get destroyed by these.
I would like to see
Ducks.
a lot of guns from Stuart. He needs to reclaim the middle. There's no reason not to.
Ah, yes, 16k just biased towards his
Yeah,
side because
and-
this place has been killed so often. Looks
In
like
general,
Anir
they are
is actually
making
holding on to
good-
the top, finally. If you send enough conches at it, it works. But these mexes are lacking turrets, so these ducks can just go around and kill them off.
Yeah, if he remembers they're there.
Yeah, it's a very much a... Here's some more ducks that, well, can't do much against these turrets, potentially.
Yeah, no, he did remember.
Ducks coming in to kill off this expansion, evening things up. And Stuart
Yep.
making a more of a mix of units compared to Anir going into duck and boy. That limpet really wanted to
Surprisingly made scallops.
self-destruct
Well,
then.
only a couple, but
Bulkhead not quite sure which way to shoot.
yeah, I saw he was help.
Well, there was a unit, but the unit died. There was another unit. These boys using their ability to move. Although the bulkhead can shoot a lot further. I think Stuart's
Bulkheads
commander
would
should be
definitely
okay for
not-
now. Slowing down the turret. Turret goes down, but the next one will be a problem. Ah, Stuart's using the engineer commander's blueprint stealing thing to make bulkheads right at the front line.
I haven't used it yet. I can't remember that it's there.
It's
In a
neat.
few years, I'll remember.
Yeah, it's a good application.
We have Revenants soon. We have a gunship over
Oh.
the Revenants.
Revenant?
Yeah.
Yep, well that's an annoying commander. Could just kill it with a Revenant.
Yeah.
Since
you'll-
the nerf, it takes 3 Revenant shots to kill an engineer
Right, they got
commander.
nerfed. Yeah, I haven't tried them since nerf.
It's really interesting. So, this blueprint thing was added, which made Revenant OP. Because people were suddenly making more engineer commanders and putting them on the front lines. And Revenant had
How do
just
you-
enough damage. Revenant was pretty good before, but it had just enough damage to 2-shot these engineer commanders. Ooh, Anir needs to move
Anir,
his
your
commander. Yeah,
Yeah,
jump.
yeah.
Jump lets you forgives many issues.
Yeah. And that's why I love that commander.
So this Revenant will take 3 shots, unless you build to 2, then it will take a burst of 2 shots.
You don't usually attack with just one.
People were doing it in team games early on, but this is a bit later. The Revenant would probably have trouble with these turrets. Also, we have to remember Scallop drop. Scallop's got amazing
Yeah, I
burst
thought
damage.
that's what he would do. I figured that was... we've seen several drops of it already.
Anir being pushed back a bit, but finding
Still
reclaim
a bunch
perhaps.
of metal in the middle that's hardly been touched. It's been there for ages.
Stuart reclaimed half of it, but there's a lot more.
Yeah, with one guy, but the earlier you eat it, the more
Yeah,
you can
the better.
convert into more economy or whatever.
Well, that's the other approach. You'd pick a constructor with your blueprint.
Ah. Ooh, there
These
come the
bulkheads, look at all the XP on these bulkheads. Very effective, but kind of good falling. Okay, the 2 Revenants. The Revenants are on fire at no, now they're on hold fire.
Engineer is screwed.
Engineer sees it, is building at Razor, but
What's he gonna do?
oh,
Dodge.
dodged. These 2,
Yeah, I do like to do that. Do a little bit of a twirl towards them, and they do miss a bit.
I think if there's no dodge though, but it's shot from too far away. You've got to hold your shot and then shoot in
That worked
later.
out. That worked out. Damn. That's big.
Losing it to the Razor. No,
Oh, he's up to type seriously without getting the
type
Revenant
seriously,
far
move
enough
your Revenant
back.
away.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's 850. So we've got 700,
Yeah.
1700, 2400 metal
That was costly.
on that.
And-
Although this gunship plan can be used for more.
yeah, but now Stuart knows and has started making anti-air.
Yeah.
At this point, I might just let him spam anti-air. And
True,
just
he's-
ignore air.
Yeah, this 720 and
Just
anti-air.
hit him on land instead. Yeah.
This is part of what makes air pretty good. He's been subsidized
that's-
with all this
that's-
anti-air.
That's how I tend to use gunships switch. Just do something with it, and after that, don't touch it, because you know the enemy is gonna just pour thousands of metal into anti-air. And then eventually, when that anti-air gets killed, fine, then you can make air.
What I would do is I would drop 4, maybe even 3 scallops in the base, because this map has got a lot of cliffs around it.
Yeah,
Drop
that
some
would
scallops in the base, kill off this fusion, maybe even kill the factories. That would be definitely worth it.
I probably would have had at least one Faraday in my base if I know there's gunships in the game.
Or I wonder if a Newton would work.
Or
Push the scallop all the
possibly
way away.
spiders, because they could attack from there as well.
More anglers coming in. Harpies. Harpy's not a bad choice. Well, unless it gets to so close
It's
that
an
it
unusual
gets hit.
choice. I'm a fan
Harpy
of
is
harpies.
weirdly almost the riot gunship, because it's about as fast as Raiders, and it's got decent range, and it slows things down, and it's got a strike. So it's a very non-traditional riot, but you can defend territory against Raiders with it. And it's still doing quite well. Got
They are slow.
more... Ooh, this commander might go down. This engineer commander, if these boys pay
The sting in the
attention...
middle goes down. Yep.
This commander's going down if Anir's paying attention.
He needs to dance a little bit, but there's nothing to come and... Well, okay, no, there is limpet.
Oh, the limpet helps.
Okay,
The
just
limpet
ant.
helps.
Move! Move! No, not in a straight line.
No, the boys did
I
not...
don't think Anir is paying attention.
Well, he lost sight.
Come on, Anir, finish the
lost-
job you
he lost
started.
vision.
Move!
Can he get it?
Move!
Can he get it?
Move!
Oh, I think he's
He
got
can,
it.
he can. One more shot, one more shot. There you go.
See, even with dancing, the engineer commander just moved too slowly. Okay, two
He
boys.
wasn't doing that much dancing.
Two boys do what two revenants could not. It's a really good matchup.
I
anglers have we
will
got?
say, that anglers are the worst anti-air against gunships because they fire only once a minute or something crazy. So you can just rush them down, and they only ever get to shoot one burst. But he hasn't
Except
done
maybe for Harpy, because Harpy is pretty slow.
that. Harpy is pretty slow. That's true.
And a Harpy dies exactly to a burst from two anglers. Meanwhile, well, this has been going on. There's a whole thing going on in the middle. What have we got? 500 metal in reclaim now. Stuart fighting over the lake. So the important thing about the lake is amphibious units get pretty good health regen while submerged,
Yeah.
or even just while in the water. This bulkhead's got plus 15 health per second,
15.
just from
Well,
walking
it's
around
got
this
nothing
lake.
against buoys because they get 60.
Well, as in, boys naturally live in the water. That's the namesake. I guess. So does
What's
the
a
rest of the
bulkhead anyway? Is that a water thing? What's a bulkhead?
It's a partition of a ship's hull, I believe.
Oh, it's that kind of bulkhead.
But actually,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
it just means that your head is really bulky.
Right.
So bulky that you can't fire while moving.
I'm sure that makes sense. Okay, there's a raid going on the right side, and Anir needs that, I think.
That is a big raid.
Yeah, he's a little bit on the back foot, so... But it's going to get countered. It won't get to do too
I
much.
think Anir really needs to stop this push into his base. Not that the push is going to destroy his base, but he needs to push it back and take the reclaim.
And there's a raid coming from the north. I don't think the Harpies have been doing terribly much.
No, not a lot. They've been keeping Stuart honest in terms of AA. Yeah, oh, look at that boy. Level 4
I'm not
boy.
sure he made any more anti-air since that initial amount.
I think some of his anglers
On
have
the-
been dying in this frontline skirmish. Yeah, it was a good
Oh, well.
match.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Quite even.
It was fun. That was,
Lots of fronts
well,
just open all the
good,
time.
actually.
Oh, look at that very even metal production. Some excess from Stuart, potentially when his commander died. Very even on terrain. Overall, and then just Stuart eking out army at the end. Yeah, all
Oh.
very much on positioning. Even with his commander down in the bottom left, these turrets are still here, being a good spot to expand from.